Hey, what's up, everybody? Another disclaimer here in case you've missed the last couple of episodes. We are right smack dab in the middle of something we're calling March Mad Metalness. We're bringing you co-hosts from different bands and different walks of life, all very entwined in the metal scene. So the theme song is by the Destroyer of Worlds from San Antonio. Everybody, enjoy that shit.
Nation's top scientists on the
virus. Center for Disease Control
is to watch for our
is it airborne?
Unbelievable hunger.
Regenerates dead tissue. Health hazard or military concern.
Is to shoot them in the head.
To avoid becoming a victim of an attack.
Again, to remain calm and wait for further instructions from authorities.
Welcome back to another episode of the Trial by Air Variety Show podcast, episode 38, volume 3, March Mad Metalness series. I'm your host, JK from Whiskey Ignition, Bandera, Texas. Today we got a band from Belgium, Squidhead. You guys know how this works. We listen to the music, Chaz will interview the band, and you guys can go check them out for yourself online. Without further ado, enjoy the show.
It's working. Perfect. Hello,
All right,
Sneak.
dude. Hello, how are you?
Fine, fine. Well, a bit tired because we had the release party yesterday, so we ended quite late, I must say. So it's a bit of a mess here. We are crashing at my house with my bass player, which is living in a country far away from my home. So yeah, it's the aftermath here, I must say.
Nice.
So
A bunch
yeah.
of little red cups everywhere, and
Yeah, basically that's it. Exactly, that's the situation. So yeah, we're fine. We're a bit tired, but we feel good about this.
very awesome. How was the response last night?
It was actually good. It was really new because the project started as a solo artist. So it was the first time that we actually bring the music live on stage with a show, with costumes and some scenography stuff. So we were a bit anxious at first because okay, it's not something that you see a lot in our area. So we did. The first show was done in Belgium yesterday, and yeah, the return was very good. The album was very fresh because we only had it online for a couple of days, but the people were interested, and well, we had some response. A bunch of merchandise have been sold, and well, people stayed for the whole show, so I assume they like it. That was the whole idea with that band is trying to do something more than just a bunch of guys wearing t-shirt and jeans and playing like they were doing a rehearsals. Here the goal was really to bring something visual, and of course it's a very new band. We are just we are not big so far. We are trying to. So the idea was to come on stage directly with a big image, with some stuff and some stuff for the visual, the mask, having some sort of ritual on stage. So yeah, we are quite happy for a first try. I think it was a good try. So
Yeah, did you guys get some really good pictures?
I just put them online on Facebook. I think like an hour ago. There was some photograph down there. We had a good friend that was doing the photo. So if you want some stuff to illustrate your website or whatever, just grab them there.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll put them up on our Instagram. We have I don't know. It seems that Instagram we seem to have a lot more of a interaction than any other network that we use, Twitter, Facebook, anything. So I love imagery. So and which is kind of what lured me to your album in the first place. Of the hundreds of bands that I listen
Uh-huh.
to, it's really important, especially when you're shopping digitally like this, to have a proper presentation. And the album artwork alone is super. Oh man, it's super good. It's got like a comic book feel. Just I'm terrified of deep water. So for me,
Okay.
that's my
So
worst
we get to
nightmare.
the point of the fear then. Yeah, but that was the goal. That was the goal of that. I'm very lucky because the artist that did the artwork is actually a close friend, and he's a guy that has been working in role-playing games illustration and also a lot of video games. So it's the kind of guy I don't have to describe a lot. He understand what a role-playing game is, what Lovecraft is. So I just have to come with the idea. Okay, here is the general theme of the album. Is going to speak about the cult of Tulu. Well, I would say it's not something new, but I say okay, just do it your way. Not just don't try to be accurate to the image that we have. Just do your stuff, and that just came up. We basically had nothing to say about this. Okay, you send us the rush. We're like, okay, just don't change anything. That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we like. And yeah, if we are speaking today, it's work. It's working, and it's true that on Instagram, we are quite new on Instagram. I only activated the Instagram for the band a couple of weeks ago, and I really see the difference compared to Twitter or Facebook. You really feel that okay, you can do a lot of connection with the hashtags, and I see constantly new bands, new artwork. So for us, with all this imagery trying to match what's live and what's on the artwork, uh, it works actually. So yeah, for I think we are good stuff for Instagram actually. So
Definitely,
yeah,
yeah. Especially if
good
you're
stuff.
using that kind of imagery with your mask and stuff. You know, you've got that visual presence, and I applaud you for that approach. Instead of just coming out like you said and blend in, just like every other guy in jeans and t-shirt or
Yeah.
whatever. Really taking the time to form a visual presentation. You've
True.
employed, obviously you pick the right person to make your album cover, somebody with some great experience and somebody who you were able to work with and really bring together your vision. And you're right, the music, it all kind of comes when of course I'm on Bandcamp, so I'm listening to the album, looking at the artwork, and I'm definitely sort of in that scape, that mindscape. I guess it's Lovecraft, right? Is that your...
True that. It's full Lovecraft stuff.
We're going to take a little break and listen to the song Mantra of Insanity off the Cultist album.
tell me, how long have you been working on this? I know you said it was a solo thing. From now, tell me, kind of describe your timeline from when you started working on this to now you've got the release, which happened last night, obviously. What was that timeline like for you?
So the timeline was it was quite long. It took, if you take from the very start, I start recording some ideas back in 2014. It was in 2014, end of the year. So it took us like 3 years and a half to have this album ready. But the thing is, when I started, it was really a solo project. I'm the guitar player of the band, so I do most of the composition. We do the arrangement, the lyrics, and I would say the vocal placement, everything. We do that together, but the main composition comes from me. So the first step was really to write music that was more suitable for live, because the first EP that I released myself back then was it was nice, but it was just, okay, I'm on my own. I cannot sing very well, so I said, okay, let's just do that a full instrumental and see where it goes. So I had a lot of good reaction from that, and some of the reaction that I get was saying like, okay, it's cool like that, but let's hope that it's gonna be something else. There were a lot of review that I get that were saying, okay, it looks nice, but we hope to see something big. A lot of people were saying, okay, we want to see the next chapter of this. Where is it going? Is it going to stay instrumental? Is it going to stay online? So it was never the goal, actually, to be, alone, instrumental, doing that in my room. The goal was always to make a band. But the good stuff with the first record, the first EP, is that there is already, a musical style that has been put there. Like, okay, Squidhead is going to sound a bit like this. So we start from that, and I find a bunch of musicians. So now we are 3 people. So we're not a huge band in number, but we stick together, have the same vision. So I'm very glad of that. It took me months to find the good guys. From that, we start to create a band dynamic. That was new for me because I've always been the only guy in charge. And then when we start working together, so let's say it was in 2015 that we actually start to work as a band. And so it was rethink the music, but suitable for live. So it has to have the same spirit, but it has to be catchy. It has to be, a good size, and something that not only the guitar player will love to listen to. That was really the goal. Okay, try to do something in the same mind, but oriented for live shows. That was the first step. So the composition itself has been finished quite a long time ago. It was like more than a year that the composition was done. Okay, we said, okay, we are happy with the song. We keep those 8 songs. But then we had also to decide what we do for the production and the mixing, because the previous one I did it myself, and we realized after trying myself too that for this one it was not going to work. We needed to have a professional sound guy to do that, because I'm absolutely not a sound engineer whatsoever. I just trying to do my stuff myself, and when I'm not able to do it good enough, we say, okay, fine, let's find someone. And it's my bass player actually that find the good guy in France to do the mix. It was at the Vamakara studio. Those guys absolutely great at working, and they made the album that you've been listening to. So the new sound is coming from those guys. So we were super happy with the sound and say, okay, we have the guys, we have the sound. The cover was also done like a year ago, because I already had I wanted to work with that guy, with Sion, which is the artist we were talking about. So the next step was to actually put the show together. So that's we also have been working on the mask for quite some time, but at the beginning we only had the mask, and we realized that, okay, the mask itself, it's nice, but the rest of what we were wearing, it's just regular clothes. So okay, maybe it's time to think further. We have a Cthulhu atmosphere, we have a Lovecraftian vibe, and all those stuff. It's always, question of cult, people with woods and everything. So okay, let's just jump into that and put it in the maximum. So that's why we introduced the full costumes. So with the mask, with a special belt and harness, and to give the idea that when we come on stage, we really wanted to make it look like a small ceremony.
Let's listen to another track off the Cultist album, Lucid Nightmare.
Everything exists in the shadow.
we are using, just some small pieces of accessories to have a nice view of what's on stage. But we are also trying to develop VJing, so to have some videos projected during the live. It's still a project right now. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about, but that's also part of the idea. We know that if you have just regular banner, that's nice. It looks nice. But if we want to go further into that, well, we're gonna try to do some stuff. We can try to do something a bit more than just a regular live show, and that's exactly the idea. If we can have a big screen on stage with projection of a moving logo, of I don't know, some tentacles moving down there. We don't know yet. That's still a project right now, but it's the idea of the development, and that's also when we are going with the band right now. The next step, now that we have done the first show and that we are happy and we know that we can do it, because it was also, I would say a fear, but it was a test for us. Like, okay, we have the idea, we think it works, now you have to experiment. We've experimented live, we know it works, people like it, so we know we can develop that. And our next step, our next big things to do now that the record is out, is to finish a video. So we've been shooting a video clip a couple of weeks ago. So everything went fine. We were very happy with that, because it's not just the band playing on the video. Well, we are playing, of course, because that's the goal. We are promoting our music. But we also have an actress, a friend of us, that is playing in that. So that there will be, some sort of a ritual during in that video. I can't tell more right now because I'm just dying of weight, because I know it's supposed we are supposed to have the first rush in a couple of days. So I'm really looking forward to this. But the guy from the direction teams are happy. So.
I won't tell you.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Well, we'll see. But for the video, we can tell because we've already put some photos online about the shooting. So for the video, you can speak about it because it's coming and it's official. It has to work because I've already make some teasing, make some photo of the making of. So yeah, I hope it's gonna look as good as the making of, because the making of show already some nice images and colors. We're like, okay, let's see how it works when the images move now. So that's what we are waiting for right now. That's the big next step, is to have that nice video clip. So
well, we'll be looking out for it for sure, and definitely be sharing it on all our facets if I check it,
that's screwed.
Yeah. So is the rest of the band crashed out on the floor right now, or was everybody did everybody have a comfy place to be?
So far, I know that my bass player is down there looking a bit at TV and trying to rehydrate himself. So he seems to be okay. Well, the thing is, it's very good that we finally have some time to actually spend time and party together, because of course, we have been, we are friends from the start now. But the thing is, with the singers and the bass player living far away from me, because my singer is also living in Belgium, so it's a small country. It's easy to see each other. But with the bass player, it's a bit difficult because he's living around Paris in France. So it's like 300, 400 kilometers from home. So it's quite long. So it's good that finally we can see each other, not just for the band, because we've been, of course, yesterday we were all in a rush, in a stress, because we wanted it to be out and to finally play that show. We've been waiting for that for, well, more than 2 years for those guys, 3 years for me. And now we can finally say, okay, let's just go in town and grab a drink. And I think that's actually the first time that since we've started that project that we can say, okay, now you are here for the weekend and we have nothing else to do. I think that's my first weekend, because of course I don't make a living of music. I try to, but it's far away from this. So all the work on that band has been done on my free time, in weekends or doing after works. And I think I've been working on this for so long that it's the first time that we can say, hey, we have a free weekend. We can just go to town and grab a beer together just for the sake of it, and that's good.
Oh, that's great.
That's really a relief for us because as we are all working, we all have families. Some of us have kids, so yeah, a lot of it demands a lot of energy, and it was always okay. We have to do this for the band. Okay, we have to do this for the band. It was the merchandise to be printed, the CDs, the official declaration. You have so many stuff to do on the side of the work without getting everybody you love in your family getting mad at you because you still need to have time for the one you loved. Yeah, we finally reached that point that okay, now we can relax and actually enjoy the stuff because we basically did the exact opposite of what do underground band. Usually underground band, they just they are just friends getting a guitar, a bass, playing together in a garage, and playing some local shows and just have fun. And maybe after that, record an album. We did the exact opposite. We work hard to make the album exist, then work on the scenery, the costume, the ambience, and then only playing shows. I think it's just now that we are gonna really have fun. Of course, it was fun to record and to create something together, but it was, it's always some sort of work. You have to work on the thing that are less fun than just play. But now that we have done everything on that, we have everything ready. We have our costumes ready. We have our merchandise ready. The CD is there. The album is there. So what we can do now is just play. And we are so glad that we finally reached that point. The point where we say, okay, now it's gonna be fun. Now it's gonna be on stage. Now it's gonna be living. And the simple fact that we discuss together, that's part of it. It's like, okay, now we have something nice to show to people, so let's just do it. So today we drink beer, and tomorrow we'll probably gonna start to find new shows. We already have some opportunities that I'm working on. So, well, so far it's gonna be around Belgium and France. And we don't know, in a couple of years, maybe if it works. I hope we can go outside, go into the US. I have honestly no clue so far, but we'll work on that.
America loves metal, dude. So if you can find
I know.
way, yeah, I think that if you just find just the right way to get it here, and Bandcamp's a great way to use that. If you can find a way to get more, maybe reach out to some magazine companies here in America to ask for maybe album reviews, stuff like that. You can build a little bit of relevancy in the community through those reviews.
Yeah.
Those other, reach out, get some more interviews with some American, even just some online magazines. I think you'd be very welcomed here. I honestly do, especially in the South.
That sounds great. Well, we have some reviews coming from the US already. We have we had in the past for the first records we had some, and I think the first review that we get was also from the US. So I know that we have a press contact that is working for us for all the promotion. We have a promoter, and he's also working with the US. So we'll see what happens. But trust me, if we can, we will come.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We'll try to come.
Well, congratulations on everything, you guys.
Thank you.
It's been great talking to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Asnik.
Yeah, brother. Later.
We're going to listen to another song off the Cultist album, Verbis Diablo. Sit back and enjoy.
This blasphemous writing
Facts forged from...
It's time for today's Facts Forged from Metal. Today's subject matter comes to us from the archives of mentalfloss.com. Today we travel back to 1984. What was written and released as a mockumentary would soon prove to unleash confusion into the then flourishing heavy metal scene, going so far as to convince even metal pioneer Ozzy Osbourne himself that the band Spinal Tap, yes Spinal Tap, held a powerful validity. In the film, actors improvised more than 90% of the dialogue, resulting in over 100 hours of footage to polish and sift through to make the great cult classic, This Is Spinal Tap. This would be the film that would coin the notorious phrase,
"These go to 11.
And This Is Spinal Tap would also be the only film on IMDb to be rated to 11. As of this day, the Rob Reiner masterpiece would hold a solid 8.0 on the Metal Richter scale. Well, this concludes today's Facts Forged from Metal. Until we meet again, keep it heavy.
Thank you guys for joining us this evening for the Trial by Air Variety Show podcast, episode 38, the March Madness Metal Series. We'd like to thank Squidhead from Belgium for joining us. What a great album, great story. You guys keep up the badass work.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. Justin is part of Whiskey Ignition. They're from here in my hometown, Bandera. Next week, we talk to Arkansas with William, also from Whiskey Ignition. Who's here? Say hi, William.
Saying hi. I don't know if you can hear me.
He's saying hi.
We didn't hear you on the recording, though.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Thanks to all the bands that have helped us put together March Madness. We are smack dab in the middle of this series. This is volume 3, and there's 6 in this series, so there's plenty more to come. We've got some great metal facts coming up. They just get better and better and better, and the bands just get cooler and cooler. So you guys stick around. If you love us, drop us a rating somewhere. If you hate us, then whatever, stop listening. Have a great day. Oh yeah, follow the golden rule.